Yes, congratulations. You're about to watch one of my Facebook Lives. I go live every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday evening, 7:30 p.m. UK time. Nice to see you there. If not, subscribe, watch this video and enjoy it. Let's live a little more peace. Let's lift the world with compassion. That's what we're doing together. Thank you. Over to the video. So please say in the comments, do you meditate? Have you ever tried it before? I meditate every day. Okay, most days. At least 5 days a week. I meditate in the mornings and in the afternoons for about 15 minutes. And there's loads of myths with meditation. And although this is a question and answer, if I just go over a few things with the meditation beforehand. And some of the myths with it is the fact that we need to stop our thinking. It doesn't work that way. It's not about having no thinking. It's a matter of just sitting down, focusing on our breath or the noise or something to bring us into the awareness of now. And then while we're doing that, we're not worried about what's for tea or what we did last week, or our mind isn't wandering around to everywhere else. So we're present with everything that arises in the moment. And that's basically what meditation is. My biggest issue with meditation has to be falling asleep. I wake up in the morning and I'm sat there and I think, right, I got to meditate for 40 minutes. And I always go into it like, I'm going to make this a really good meditation. And then like 5 minutes in, I'm like, please wake up. And the particular meditation I do is Zazen meditation, which is more of a Zen Buddhism rather than just a Buddhist meditation. And it's, you keep your eyes open because it's all about being present. It's all about being here. It's all about being okay with what's arising. But it's really difficult because the minute I just want to shut down, and the back of your brain produces the chemicals to go sleep while you're meditating, which isn't really to go sleep, it's more just to relax. But the minute my brain starts producing that thing, it's like, just close your eyes. Close your eyes. And the interesting thing with the advice they always say to the Buddhists whenever they say, like, I cannot stay awake in my meditations, is, well, why don't you go and meditate on the edge of a well? So if you sit on the edge of a table and meditate that way, well, when you go to fall asleep, you're not going to fall asleep, are you? You're going to become aware of it. Yeah, Katie says, in the morning I find it difficult to meditate because I feel still tired. Yeah, it's hard to wake up. One of the easiest ways to wake up in the morning is to have quite a reasonable glass of water, because all your body's quite dehydrated. It's one of the ways to wake you up pretty quickly. But yeah, I struggle with the same thing. The other way of getting over the tiredness and falling asleep with meditation is to be okay with the tiredness. Because the more you fight the tiredness, the more tired you focus on it. What you resist persists. So you're sitting there and your head's going, you're starting to feel tired. Go, okay, I'm tired. Let's be really, really tired. And it has this strange way of going, really? You want to be tired? I don't want to do that anymore. And it suddenly wakes you up. It's really strange, but it works. It's very similar to if you're lonely or you're mad. If you're really angry, look at yourself and go, let's be really angry. And it's funny. It's suddenly you're like, I don't want to be angry anymore. So be in the tiredness. The other thing with meditation is you don't have to, albeit it's a good practice, to sit in a lotus position on the floor with your back straight. But you don't have to do that to meditate. Because meditation is purely about bringing yourself home. And we spend, I said a bit earlier, we spend so much time somewhere else with our mind, thinking of somebody, of something, worried about what the weather is doing, all the different kind of things. Whereas meditation is about just coming to where we are to right now. And then when you take a deep breath, you realize everything's okay right in this moment. And this moment cannot be anything other than what it is. All the angst comes from trying to make this moment something different than what it is. I don't like where I'm to. I don't like what I'm doing. I don't like who I am. I don't like where I'm going, what's happening. But right now, there's nothing we can do about now. And that's where most of our angst comes from. That's where most of our anger comes from, and frustration. We want to be somewhere different. Hiya, Jane. How long do you meditate in the morning? Well, I meditate for 40 minutes. But it does depend on time, and I've been quite bad recently. It's down about 30 and 25. But really, I spend a lot of time during the day just taking a deep breath and taking a little time out. So I spend a lot of the day meditating. You don't have to take time out to go, right, I'm going to do 30 minutes every morning. Because that in itself will just wind us up if we don't do it. You know, just 2 minutes in the afternoon, just sit there and go, oh, do you know what? I've got nothing to do for a minute. Just take a deep breath. And we do it then. And you do it again. And if I slow down my words, another thing is about meditation. Everybody wants to have less thinking. I tried it for ages. I tried to think a lot less. I didn't want all these thoughts. That's why I started meditating, was to not think. Yes, I started meditation to stop the thinking. And then someone asked me the other day, which is an interesting question. I said, well, so you meditate all the time, but do you think less? And I thought about it, ironically. And yes, I do. But it doesn't stop the thinking. It just gives slightly longer gaps between the thinking. A little more peacefulness between all the illusion of noise and mess and angst and all the other things. So there's a little longer gap between disappearing into my thoughts. What's going to happen? What are we going to do? What are we going to have for tea? You can see I'm so focused on food. What are we going to have for tea all the time? Wake up in the morning, I want to know what's for dinner. What is your version of meditation? Do you focus on breathing, listen to music, or guided meditation? Mine varies, but my main one is I do Zazen meditation, which means open eyes, allow things to arise and focus on something. Now then, I spend a lot of time focusing on, to start the meditation, the first few minutes is breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Now then, very quickly I forget about doing my breath and just go off somewhere else. So I make the breath a little more complicated. And I picture like a wave in front of me. So I breathe in on top of the wave, and I breathe out going down the wave. And I breathe in, and I breathe out. So I go up and down this wave. It really doesn't matter what you think about, as long as you keep bringing it back to the present. Because that's what meditation is. Meditation is teaching us to move from, oh, I've gone somewhere else in my mind. I'm away with whatever thought, to bring it back here. And it reduces fear, it reduces all the other things. because, oh, I'm in fear mode. I'm in loneliness mode. I'm in anger mode. I don't need to be in fear because there's nothing wrong here. The other things you can concentrate on is sound. Can I hear without thinking? So can I allow all the noises to just come and go in the room where you can hear, but not judge them, not label them, not do anything with them, just allow them to come in? That's a good one. And it just creates, all you can hope for really is a little longer between the gaps. And the bringing back to awareness during the day. When someone's in our face, or when someone is annoying us, or when we're getting wound up ourselves. It's bringing it back to, no, do you know what? I'm not going to do this habitable verbal behavior that I've always done. I'm aware now, and I'm not going to add more fuel to the fire. I noticed Kemba, as my daughter's in here, and I bet she's smiling right now because I'm a work in progress too. And when you care about someone so deeply, you really want the best for them. So when other people come to me, it's like easy to stay calm and relax. But when it's a family member, you really want to help. So sometimes I bet my daughter's thinking, say yes or no if you want, Ken. Probably thinking, yeah, you don't stay relaxed. You get well stressing with me. And I do. But hopefully in time, I'll learn to recognize when I get like that and not carry it on. We're all a work in progress. The other thing you can use, which I do sometimes, is if you've got a candle or an incense stick. Light the candle or light the incense stick and just sit there and watch the smoke. And when your mind goes to wandering, just go, no, I'm watching the smoke. And when your mind thinks about, let's go on Facebook, let's read a book, let's go and get something to eat. You're hungry. No, we're watching the candle. And just watch the candle. And you'll often find even your heartbeat will go down, your blood pressure will go down, you'll relax. You'll naturally relax on the out breath. The more you try to relax, the less you'll relax. Why can't I relax? Why can't I shut my heartbeat up? Why can't I stop thinking? Well, they're all things that you just got to go, that's a thought. I'm watching the candle. So a candle or incense stick is really good. Yeah, Kemba. Most of the time you're very good, but with other people, not me. That was last, yeah. Emotions get the better of us sometimes. Mine have a lot more of late. Might be the answer. Yeah, it's the one big thing if we're starting meditation is don't be hard on ourselves. We've spent since about 3 months, arguably some would say less and more, but we spent about 3 months developing this habit of thinking, developing this habit of doing what we've done all the time. And then we've had everybody bombard us and tell us who we are and how we are, and because of our genes, because of our grandparents, because of whatever reason. So we get defined into this person. And then the minute we say to our egos, ourselves, the I, do you know what? I want to sit down and be calm for a little bit. I want to just meditate. It's like, you what? You want to sit there for half an hour and do nothing? And it don't want to do that. It wants to think. It wants to do what it's always done. It wants to jump to the games. It wants to jump to the iPad, the Facebook, the anger. I often spend myself in time of meditation. Typical thing is, right, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to have a good one. And then about 5 minutes in, I realized I've wandered off on some journey somewhere that I may be doing a speech, or maybe I'm helping someone, or maybe, I've bought something new, or I'm doing some coding on a website because I coded for so long. That's what I do. And sometimes it could be a good 10 minutes before I realize I'm gone, before I realize that I'm no longer present. And during that 10 minutes, I haven't heard nothing. I haven't been there. I haven't felt my body. Going back to Alana, that's another interesting thing as well. You don't, breath is your easiest thing. The Buddha would always say that your breath is your coming home. That's your, what the Christians would say, soul. What, I think it was Atman or something they used to call it. But it's just the coming home. Take a deep breath and breathe out. And the lower you can breathe, the better. But then once you've done that, you can focus on your feet and move up through your legs, move up through your body. There is really no rules. You cannot get it wrong. The only way of meditation can be wrong. I do, yes, Alana. If you send me a message if you're interested. See, I go off on a tangent, that's it. I used to be worse before I meditated, but at least I realise when I go off on one now. No, can't remember where else to. So, yeah, we bringing it through our bodies. Yeah, you cannot get meditation wrong. That's the thing. You can slightly, if you just allow your meditation to take you to where you want, wherever it takes you. In a real deep meditation sense, we can turn off parts of the brain that analyze what we're seeing. Turn off parts of the brain that has the perception of what's around us. And we can sometimes have really psychedelic, now I haven't experienced most of this, so I'm talking from people that have spoke to me. You can have really psychedelic seeing things, and you have the real deep, profound experiences. Because as the more you turn off the brain, the more you cannot interpret what's going on. Well, if you haven't got some kind of guidance and you're some kind of meditation teacher to look at you and go, look, that's normal, this happens, you might end up misinterpreting it as maybe angels or aliens or some other profound experience, when in reality it is just our misinterpretation of it. So that's the only way really we can do meditation wrong. And if there is something that I would say, if you're going to try meditation, one thing is, don't get annoyed, because what you think will happen just won't. Your brain won't shut up. There's no off switch. After 20, 30 years of meditating in caves 8 hours a day, I've got a Zen master that teaches me. I've got 2 Zen masters that teach me, Doshin and Junpo. And both of them tell me there's no off switch. Engo in America as well. And they've been on retreats. Junpo's spent 1,000 days in one of the, I think it was Junpo. I can't remember what it's called. But they've spent many a times in retreats over in Japan, Zen places. And like they say, they cannot turn the mind off. It's just not possible. But anybody that starts meditation tries it. And it's a matter of, when you do think, or when you do go into these thoughts, is just go, oh, that's a thought, and bring it back. If you go, oh, damn it, that's a thought, you'll focus on the madness, the anger. Oh, that's just a thought. Oh, that's just a feeling. That's just just be okay with it. Your mind's designed to think that's what it's done for, and it's done a perfectly good job. It's kept you alive, you're here. You know, we have to thank it. And that's the other thing, you can thank it for the thought. Thank you for the thought of Facebook, but we'll do that later. Exactly, Lana. There's so many experiences people go through. But like everything, we interpret our experiences based on the knowledge we have. And rightly so. You can't interpret anything on any other way. But that's why sometimes if somebody embarks on a real deep meditation over a long time, they can get a real strange sense of the world and the universe, because it's not really put in perspective of what it is. Guided meditation, I haven't mentioned that. Yeah, do guided meditation. There's an insight timer. Insight is what we call, and the Zens call, a moment of clarity. And that's what meditation gives us. It gives us that extra space to see things the way they are, as opposed to the way we believe our opinions. Hi, Mel. Very often we spend so much time thinking that it's just our opinions and beliefs, and we get so fixed on them. Meditation creates that little bit of gap to go, well, okay, I've always thought that, but is it true? And then you have these insights. And we realize everything's grey areas and not black and white. Insight timer, I'll put a link to it below, because it's not only you can install it on your iPad, your Android, your iPhone. I don't think they got a web version, but I'll find a web version or something to put it on. Add me as a friend. I'm on there. I'll give you details how to do that. And then you can meditate with me and see when I'm meditating. It's good to know people are doing it together. But there's literally thousands of guided meditations on there. There's 2 of mine on there. But you can get them off my website. I'll put a link to that after this. But guided meditation is good because, again, it's about focus. And you've got someone there to remind you after 30 seconds. And we're breathing. Take a deep breath. And that's all it is just that ability to bring it back to now. Because there's a calmness about the now. There's just, it is what it is. And it doesn't have to be any different. Now, and of course, we can do something about next week and next year. But right now, just, it is what it is. And all the angst comes from trying to change what it is. Once it's already here, we do all the analysing, don't we? Oh, I wish I had done that. Why couldn't you have done this? Why couldn't you see this clearer? Why didn't you do it this way? Why are they so crazy over in that country? Why is Donald Trump standing? But it'll be all right. It works out, you know. Hey, you've just been watching one of my Facebook Lives. Thank you. Look, I go live on Facebook every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, 7:30 UK time. I talk about all sorts of topics. Join me over there. The link to my Facebook page is below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. But you get fed up with asking people, subscribe. Well, look, if you don't want to miss my videos, that's what you have to do. Comment. It really helps. I like chatting to people. Take care. Have a great day. Thank you.